second ayah.
So inshallah we'll start with ayah number 2, the second ayah of Surah Nisa. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم وآتوا اليتامى أموالهم ولا تتبدلوا الخبيث بالطيب ولا تأكلوا أموالهم إلى أموالكم إنه كان حوبا كبيرا وإن خفتم ألا تقسطوا في اليتامى فانكحوا ما طاب لكم من النساء مثنى وثلاث ورباع فإن خفتم ألا تعدلوا فواحدة أو ما ملكت أيمانكم ذلك أدنى ألا تعولوا وآتوا النساء صدقاتهن نحلة فإن طبن لكم عن شيء منه نفسا فكلوه هنيئا مريئا ولا تؤتوا السفهاء أموالكم التي جعل الله لكم قياما وارزقوهم فيها واكسوهم وقولوا لهم قولا معروفا صدق الله العظيم. So ayah number 2, Surah Nisa. So ayah number 2 is وَآتُوا الْيَتَامَى أَمْوَالَهُمْ, and give the money to the orphans, because this is their money. وَلَا تَتَبَدَّلُوا الْخَبِيثَ بِالطَّيِّبِ, and if it's not cash that you are holding, you have things of kind, so do not give them the bad quality things, right? Let's say a person passed away, right? He left behind children, right? Now you are the uncle, you are the khalu or uncle, whatever it is, right? Or you are the brother. So now, naturally, you became the guardian, right? But the person who passed, the father who passed away, let's say he left behind, let's say, sheep, goats, whatever, right? Now, this money belongs to the children. Your job as a guardian is to just safeguard the things that belong to those yatim children. So when these yatim children will grow up and will reach the age of puberty, then your job is to give those things back to the children. Because this money or these things were what? What? Amana. Right? It's amana for these, right? And you will get tremendous reward from Allah that you took care of yatim children's property and their belongings, right? But Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying, وَلَا تَتَبَدَّلْ الْخَبِيثَ بِالطَّيِّبِ. When you are returning things that belong to the yatim children, don't think that, okay, I'll keep the good sheep, okay, and I'll give them the bad ones. Let's say you are also a businessman and your brother was also a businessman who passed away, right? So now when the time comes to give the property back to your brother's children, don't say, no, I will keep the good stuff and I'll give the bad stuff to the children. Because who cares? These are yatim children. Allah is saying, never do this. Never do this. وَلَا تَأْكُلُوا أَمْوَالَهُمْ إِلَىٰ أَمْوَالِكُمْ. Do not eat the money, the wealth that belong to these poor yatim children, right? إِنَّهُ كَانَ حُوبًا كَبِيرًا. If you will do so, it will come to haunt you. Hoob is not just a sin. Hoob means something that will come back to bite you. Okay? Because look at the miracle of Quran. Allah did not say, إِنَّهُ كَانَ إِثْمًا كَبِيرًا. It's a big sin. Because sin is an act that might not come to bite you. Okay? Let's say you did not pray Salah, a big sin. But it's not guaranteed that this sin of not praying Salah will come to haunt you in this world. Whatever will happen after is different story. In this world, it will not come to haunt you. Right? But if you oppress yatim children, confiscated their wealth, you're giving them third quality stuff and you're keeping the best quality for yourself. If they are yatim children, they cannot fight because you are their uncle, you have been their guardian. Children don't have sense what's going on. So they said, okay, whatever it is, right? But Allah is saying, إِنَّهُ كَانَ حُوبًا kabira. This is a sin that will come to haunt you, big time, kabira. Right? And here it means that whenever you oppress someone, the money that you earn by oppressing someone, right, it will come to haunt you. There is no barakah in that whatsoever. It will come to haunt you. Okay? So, by oppressing people, whatever money you get, right, it will come to haunt you. Okay? So this ayah is teaching us about taking care of yatim children, but doing it in a just way. Acha, why is it that in the Quran Allah have talked about yatim so many times, orphan children so many times? Think about it. Right? I mean, there are other issues that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala could have dealt with, but when it comes to yatim children, Allah have mentioned the rights of yatim children a lot. Right? What is the reason? The reason is that in Jahiliyyah, in pre-Islamic time, right, these people had the best pastime, and that is fighting. They have nothing to do, fight. So these, in the pre-Islamic time, Jahiliyyah time, their hobby was fighting. Right? And usually men go for fighting. Even now, in countries' armies, whether it's US Army, majority of the soldiers are men. It's not appropriate for women to go and fight. But so, since the very beginning, men have been fighting in the battlefield. So because the wars were continuous wars, year after year. It was not that it was one battle and finished. In Jahiliyyah Daur, it will just keep on going. Like for example, that famous war called Hadbul Fijar, it went on for 30-35 years. Or whatever years, just kept on going for endless. Just like nowadays Ukraine and Russia, they are just going, and week after week, month after month. Ukraine is killing Russian soldiers are killing Ukrainians. It's just going on. There's no end in sight. Allah knows how long this war will keep on going, how many people are going to die. Right? Like the First World War, Second World War was what? For years it went on. Millions of people died. Right? I think I was reading in Second World War, 46 million soldiers died. Millions. Going on. So when Rasulullah came before him, the war will keep on going, no end in sight. So as a result, hundreds of children every year will become orphan. Hundreds. Right? So in that society where strong was always oppressing weak, these yatim children were oppressed. Right? People were abusing boys and girls, yatim boys. They were being abused by everyone. There was no rights for yatim children. Because in pre-Islamic time there was no law, there was no moral values. So these yatim children were oppressed in every way. Physically, emotionally, financially, they were oppressed. So when Quran came, Quran put emphasis on the right of yatim children. Yatim children. So that the Meccan society and then later on in Medina, Sahaba should understand the value of taking care of yatim children. So Rasulullah said that a person who will take care of yatim, it's called kafilul yatim, a guardian of a yatim child. And Rasulullah said, and me. Both of us will be together in Jannah like my two fingers are. So Rasulullah was rahmatul lil alamin for yatim children as well. So this is why Allah had revealed many ayahs in the Quran regarding yatim children. So, and all those ayahs are true for in today's society as well. Whoever can get chance to take care of yatim children, we should. Achha, in taking care of yatim children, you don't have to just look for Muslim families. Any yatim child you can take care of. Of course, you should first go for yatim children, because now, ironically, in Muslim countries, in Syria, in Yemen, and other countries, in Pakistan, last week when that bomb blast happened in the masjid, so far, 100 people have died?
Yes.
250 are injured. Among injured, how many will die due to their injuries? Allah knows. But 100 men died. Now think, innocent people who went to the masjid to pray salah died. Now how many among them have left their children behind? Their wives behind? The scores of children had become yatim. Scores of children have become yatim. It's not just one household. 100 people died. Right? So now people like you and me, if we were true Muslims, we should see how can we help. Is there a family that I can become the sponsor? $100, $200 a month, right? I will take care of that family. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, when Allah was revealing Quran, Allah told Rasulullah Sahaba that take care of yatim children. मैं आपसे फिर कहूँगा, you pray salah, Rasulullah did not say that you and I will be together in Jannah. But kafirul yatim, Rasulullah guaranteed, you and I will be in Jannah like my two fingers are. So, because if you are taking care of yatim children, there is no riyah, there is no show off. Nobody knows how many children you are taking care of. But when you are praying salah, you could grow in takabbur that mashallah, I pray 5 times the masjid, that person doesn't pray, so I am better than him. So this takabbur. Right? But when you are taking care of a yatim child, nobody knows it. Only you. Let's say if you decide to take care of a family of this bomb blast, nobody knows. Nobody knows. You made intention that I will take care of this family. So keep taking care of. So this is between you and Allah. So Rasulullah is giving guarantee that you are kafirul yatim and me. Rasulullah, you will be with me in Jannah like my two fingers are together. This is by helping those in need makes paradise mandatory upon you. Mandatory upon you. This is why in these days people are going for nafil acts in big like Umrah. People are going for Umrah so much. Haram is full of people going for Umrah. Right? And this is nothing. It's not fun. See? But the question is that the money that you spend going for Umrah, $4,000-$5,000, whatever it is, $3,000, in this much you can become a guardian of a yatim child. Right? Which will be more rewarding? definitely taking care of yatim child. Are we about that? So we have to think that way. Anyhow, so, but if you, al-ayadu billah, abuse a yatim child, Allah says, إِنَّهُ كَانَ حُوبًا كَبِيرًا. Yaad rakhiega, hoob means something that is going to come to haunt you in this world first. And then the sin of that is in akhirah as well. Achha, second thing is that, let's say, you come to know that there is a girl, right? 20 years old, 25 years old, whatever it is. She's yatim. She doesn't have a father. And you are looking to get married as well. So you give preference to this girl. You said, okay, you know what? I'll marry her. I was looking for a wife. I will marry her. She's a yatim child, right? So I want to get extra reward from Allah, so I will marry her. Okay. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying, fine, you can get married, right? But Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says that when you get married, do justice with your wife, right? I mean, do not oppress her that, she is a weak woman. She didn't have any family that is going to support her. No. Right? Give her all of her rights, like a normal husband and wife. Now Allah is telling a general rule now. And that general rule is that Allah is saying that I am giving permission to Muslim men. فَانْكِحُوا مَا طَابَ لَكُمْ, to marry مَا طَابَ لَكُمْ, whatever suits you, whatever fascinates you. طَابَ لَكُمْ. Mathna, one wife or two wives or three wives or four wives. So Mathna means two, Thulatha means three, Ruba means four. So Allah is saying that you can marry up till four. Bilkul clear ayah. So, but here Allah is giving permission to Muslim men, not Muslim women. Right? Now, some of you are smiling very happy, right? But the ayah is not finished yet. Allah put a break. And the break here is, فَإِنْ خِفْتُمْ أَلَّا تَعْدِلُوا بَسْ فَوَاحِدًا. Allah saying, if you fear that by having multiple wives you will not be able to do justice with them, then one. Right? So this means justice is important. Right? And man by nature is so weak that he cannot do justice when he'll have multiple wives. He cannot. He will like one more than the other. So in the fifth juz, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, وَلَن تَسْتَطِيعُوا أَن تَعْدِلُوا بَيْنَ النِّسَاءِ. That you will never, none of you, no man, وَلَن تَسْتَطِيعُوا. Lan means never. So it's not just la means no. Allah says lan means never. So there, وَلَن تَسْتَطِيعُوا, you will not be able to do justice with multiple wives. So that, and then Rasulullah said on the day of judgment, a husband who had multiple wives and he did not do justice with them, he will come on the day of Hashr and his shoulders will be tilting one way. He will be walking like this, not like this. He will tilt like this on the day of Hashr. And that would be because he did not do justice with wives. Okay? I think this is the reason like people like you and me and most of the Muslims have just one wife. Very rarely you will find any Muslim man who has multiple wives. This one. So, okay. ذَلِكَ أَدْنَى أَلَّا تَعُولُوا. Allah said, I am telling you this so that you don't tilt one way. Ta'ulu means tilting. You should maintain justice. Acha, Shafiq bhai, a general knowledge question. I'll start with you and then Shafaq bhai will go. Shafaq bhai? Say Shafaq bhai. So Allah, why did Allah give permission to have more than one wife? Permission, not encouragement. But permission. What is the hikmah behind?
When the men are less in numbers in the society, then
Yes. So if the number of women
more than men,
becomes more than men, let's say 40% men, 60% women. Right? If this is the balance of in population ratio, then if every man will have this one wife, then what will happen to the 20% females who are in excess?
where can we help?
Wrong things will happen. Yeah, exactly. All those things will happen. Second thing is that during the time of wars, the Second World War, for 46 million men died. So there are so many women.
In Iraq, so many.
Yeah. So in that case,
The prison population.
Now a lot of gays too.
and then Iraq, other places where, I would say hundreds of thousands of men were killed. So now there was surplus of females in the population. So now this is a not normal situation. This is different. So when situation is different, then the rulings are different as well. Right? Another reason, Samir bhai, sochiye.
I was saying the prison population. Prison population is more men than women.
Yeah, that is it. But another reason could be children. That a man is married to a woman, and they are married for some time, but ironically or unfortunately, the wife cannot bear children. The doctor said, no, sorry, your wife will never be able to bear children. So you have two choices, either to do sabr, and so okay, if Allah had not destined for me to become a father, that's fine. So many people do that. But the other option is that your urge for children is so strong that you really want to remarry. So if you will remarry, who will marry this woman? Okay. Who will marry this woman? Because it is known that she could not become a mother. So in this case also Allah said, okay, if that is the reason, you can have another wife, but give full rights to your first wife with equal time, equal money, equal attention. So in other words, marrying more than one wife is not a normal practice, right? It is only when the situation demands. Okay? And I'll repeat that this is the reason since the beginning till now, vast majority of Muslim men all over the world, right, have one wife. Right? On the other hand, Allah has strongly condemned adultery for fornication. Okay? So this is why. So this ayah number 3 talking about. Now the third and the last thing about the fourth ayah needs our attention, and that is either وَآتُوا النِّسَاءَ صَدُقَاتِهِنَّ نِحْلًا. here Nisa means your wives. So wa'atu Nisa, give to your wives sadaqatihinna. Sadaqat means gift. Yeah. Here it means meher. Meher means dowry. So at the time of marriage, right, there is something called meher that is agreed upon. Right? So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying that this is part of nikah, must. So they're saying, give to your wife this gift. Nihla, and give this gift to your wife in a cheerful manner. Right? Do not think that it's a burden that you have been burdened with. So don't show your tantrum that I don't want to give, but one Mawli Sahib said that I have to give, here you go. No, nihla means nicely. In a nice way. Right? And then فَإِن طِبْنَ لَكُمْ عَنْ شَيْءٍ مِّنْهُ نَفْسًا. But if your wife, with her free will, she writes off the meher. She said that, okay, we agreed at the time of nikah, but you know what? I'm writing off the meher. I don't need it. Thank you very much. So let's say, okay, then fakulu aniyam bariya. Then you can use that verbally. Then you can use that amount over yourself. Fakulu means and then eat. Hani'am. In a nice way. Maria means enjoy. Right? But you cannot force it on your wife that you have to forgive. You have to write off this man. No. Allah used the word in tibna. Tibna is a word that is derived from taba. Taba means nicely, with your own will, with your own free will, in a cheerful manner, not by force. Right? I think again, in our religion Islam, this is also a beauty. Meher is also something so beautiful. Right? Now, what is the concept of meher? Why Allah have put meher as a part of nikah? Arabi? Naseem bhai, what is the basis of meher? Sochiye. We are all married, right?
Creating a goodwill between husband and wife.
No.
She's coming from.
And our parents give some gift, make it happy.
Yeah. It is because the sacrifices that your wife has made. Every woman makes lots of sacrifice when she gets married.
Yeah. Like leaving the parents' home?
Yeah, leaving her family, her household, and coming and living with her husband. Big sacrifice. Men cannot do that. Or men will not do it. And if any man does it, people make mockery of him. Ghar jamai ban gaya. Ghar damad. Right? People make mockery of him. Because it doesn't suit a man to do so. This is how Allah had made men and women. But a woman leaves her household, leaves her parents' house, everything for the sake of her husband. In many cases, when there's an arranged marriage, they have never met before. They have never seen each other before. But on the assurance of her parents, she is ready to get married and leave everybody for her husband. Okay. So Allah thinks it's a big sacrifice. Now you are getting a wife and you are bringing her home. And the moment she comes home, right, after a few days of marriage, what does she do? She takes over the home. She is now running the show. She is running the household, everything. She's doing everything. Okay? Your house becomes a home. Everything is changed now. She's cooking, she is taking care of you, she's doing this, she's doing that, everything. And if it's a joint family, then she's taking care of other people, right? So she is doing all that for what? For this one reason, because you married her. Okay? So the thing is that if that woman is taking so much, making so much sacrifice, then you should start your married life with sadaqah, with a gift. And gift is mandatory here. So how much should be the mahar? The mahar should be anything that you can easily afford. According to your financial capability. Many times people say, Mahar Fatimi. Mahar Fatimi is nothing. There is no place where Rasulullah said, give Mahar Fatimi. Whatever Ali Karamallah, what you could afford, Rasulullah said, fine. But what you can afford, you should do the same. But you can afford, let's say, $10,000. Then Mahar Fatimi is like $300. I'm to Mahar Fatimi. Where in Hadith say that you should give Mahar Fatimi? Right? So according to your financial status, you should give. Yeah. I did a nikah where, a few years ago, where the husband said, write $250,000. देखा भाई क्या कहने महर $250,000 तो हमने कहा मुअख्खर no मुक़द्दम I already gave $250,000 cash she gave. So, mashallah, he was rich, extremely rich, right? So you should not become miser. Okay, bhai, you can afford to give a gift to your wife. But he said, no, but I have the 1,000 rupees, 500, 100. No, he said. But according to your financial status, you should give gift to your wife. But this gift is mandatory. And this meher could be cash, could be in kind, could be, let's say, Hajj. I'll take you for Hajj, Umrah, whatever it is. I heard that in Indonesia or Malaysia,
yeah, they do.
I think they do this, that when Muslims get married, most of the time, the meher is Hajj. Very good. Very good. Now, one more thing regarding this. Meher is like a loan on you. If you died without giving meher to your wife, you will not enter into Jannah. Rasulullah said that if you owe us, in our language, even one dime to somebody and you died, you will not enter into Jannah. Sahaba said, what was shaheed? Rasulullah said, even shaheed. Even shaheed. He will not enter into Jannah if he owed something to somebody and he died without paying it. Alright? Same thing with meher. If the wife had not written off her meher, she is still expecting you to pay meher. तुमने कहा कहाँ जाएगी? She is here. Where is she going to go? You did not give meher. You died. So you died what? In debt. कर्जे में. And let's say your meher was $5,000, let's say. $5,000, big amount. You did not pay to your wife and you died, you will not enter into paradise according to that hadith. So this is a qarz, this is a loan. You owe this to your wife. Okay? Now you can say, but Hafsa, I gave her this, give that. No, that's different. That is different. Meher is different, then other things are different. Whatever you agreed upon at the time of nikah, Right? That is wajib mandatory. You have to give this much to her first. Okay? If you have not given this, then you are under debt. And that's and if she forgives you, writes it off willingly, cheerfully, with her own will. So you can eat and you can enjoy, and there is no sin on you. What's up with that?
Husband मर जाए फिर wife